the most blaring gaps of our well-intended, allies, some of which have beautiful hearts and, should be embraced for the beauty and expertise they bring, are just the blatant absence of insight that they have into how these systems are showing up in our community. It can't be underestimated how much insight you get from being harmed by the system. How much not only drive to change comes from that, but also how much insight about potential policy or potential new directions come from that pain. We need resources to build. We need resources and we need hands to build.
I take that right to the schools. You wanna go to the street and find a gang member. You won't find one in Detroit like that. But gangs started in 6th grade in lunchroom, 8th grade in gym. This is where people from neighborhoods come together and they click and become, and the process begins there when it's not properly handled the correct way. Here's the issue in city government in city Detroit. When it comes to safety, it's addressed through policing as an aspect of crime. And there's no funding when it comes to youth and crime. The only funding that Detroit that I really know of when it comes to the city government is through a thing called Ceasefire, which is granted and based and ran through the Detroit Police Department. Here's the problem with that. Now, I don't think the police are the sole problem. I think we have a good police chief who I work closely with, who has a heart for youth and have a heart for he wants to stop crime. He's a crime fighter. He came in the city being that. But here's the problem with even him at his best attempt, is that the police are a reactive answer to crime. They only get caught after something happens. We need to get people and things to get dollars and get organized with organizers who are in the prevention, who are in to make sure this do not happen, not just call the police after a crime has been committed, but how do we get involved and get the structure changed? Not just coming there doing work because of issues, but changing the structure that the issues are based from.
So here's the thing. All of this is happening in a city that is 86% Black and brown. I don't think it's any stretch of the imagination to say that this is structural racism. There's another study that suggests that 55% of our population doesn't qualify for 65% of our jobs in a Black and brown city. In 2017, Judge Stephen Murphy denied the right of Detroit students or Michigan students to have access to literacy as a fundamental right. That's structural racism. Like, that's unheard of to tell a person that you can go to school for 13 years and not leave out with the ability to read. You mean you shouldn't be expected to leave out with the ability to fill out a job application, to budget properly, to interact with your bank on an appropriate way? Like, these are fundamental things that it takes to navigate life that our babies are being denied. And then also, like, work. Our work is gutted, and we keep giving money to businesses, to millionaires. So right now, Dan Gilbert has requested DPS school funds to further his development activity. And we're still poisoning our economic development activity for the city that is supposed to support the citizens of Detroit as if it will be a logical outgrowth of the economic activity of millionaires. And it's never happened that way for the city. So I don't think it's any stretch of the imagination to conclude that this is structural racism. This is not a coincidence that it's happening to a Black and brown city, right? That this Black and brown city is plagued by crime in response to these chronic stressors. And what can we do about it? We can organize. You can download this report. You can become educated. You can come out to your council meetings. You can donate to our work. You can become an informed citizen and vote some of these people who keep giving our public dollars away to millionaires out of their public offices.
This is for funders. We welcome you to look into what we're doing in this organization. We want you to really look at where your dollars are going. Get in touch with grassroots organizations, grassroots people who really have a heart to care, that's doing the work and not for a dollar. You got two kind of people in the world that do the work and get paid for the work that they already do in their heart, than those who get paid to do the work. There's a difference. Know the difference. Get with Live Free Detroit. I'm Pastor Mo.